Mike here, March 16th, 2025, about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm sharing today is using the floor, okay, floor work. I call this floor work. There's all kinds of floor work. Um, Incredible what you can do with different tools, and the floor is one of the tools that you have at your disposal, a very important one if you are a sufferer of connective tissue disease, um, myofascial disease, in other words. Um, Laying down like this, you're not putting stress, downward through your body like you would standing, and doing similar stretches. Okay, so you're taking the stress off of your myofascial network, and you are, by standing, your body doesn't have to worry about maintaining posture. You're on the floor, and you can just focus on what you're doing and elongating that tissue in both directions. You'll notice I point my toes, I point my hands. There are times I use different foot angles, like the outer edge of foot, or the heel. I extend the heel out. You can do the same. You can extend the heel of your feet and the palm of your hand that's over your head out to the front there. A lot of rotation, a lot of spiraling, a lot of twisting. Um, Now you could do this as gently as very very gently. I mean, you can be wearing like a down jacket that goes down below your hips right now, for example, and you can be doing stuff like this if the floor bothers you a little. Um, you can roll, and you can roll very slowly. I'm gonna demonstrate those. I call them glacier rolls. I was using those 3 years ago. Okay, when my body was so locked up and jammed up and tightened everywhere. And so much tissue was tight and never relaxed that it was just wasting away, okay, because it wasn't being released. And this is a problem um, that I, was found years ago. Um, and of course, it was avoided to go deeper, okay, into what was going on. And the reality is, you're elongating here not just your superficial, okay, you're elongating deep tissue. You're elongating your what they call long muscle interconnectors, okay, that run through your bodies. Um, so you're doing a lot of stuff here, and it's very, it's morning. Well, the TV program is not my choice, but we got Fox News on over there, and I'm doing my thing in the morning, and this is the most beneficial exercise right now. I mean, I could use rollers, massage, physical therapy, I mean, whatever. Okay, but the big problem I'm having from what I did yesterday in my garden, okay, yard, spring type things, is the contraction and tightening of those myofascial main fascial meridians running through my body. All right, so I need to elongate them, um, you know, work them, and this is where I'm talking deep tissue. Okay, not just superficial, um, but deep tissue as well, which is a big problem for me. So you're countering, and not only that, you get to experience when you do this your fascial meridians. Okay, you can literally flex them as a group, as a chain of interconnected tissue, interconnected muscle. Uh, you know, connected by fascia through fascia, uh, integrally, and you can experience that. You can flex it, and you can experience parts of your body when you do certain things, like rotate, and what muscle groups or complexes are involved. Okay, or what lines, I should say. Lateral line of, which it's a line that runs from your underneath your foot all the way up, to your neck, right? So it's a long line, and you can experience that by I'm kind of doing that now. When I bow my body, I'm experiencing the outer part of my body. You can see where I'm holding my hands right now. Um, yep, that's going right up. right up the lateral line there. Big problem area for me, because when that gets tight, okay, because if you hold a string, I'll just use an example. You hold a string, it's straight down, and you pull it taut, there's nothing there. But when that string of interconnected tissues is around the hips, stabilizing the hips, running through it, around the pelvic, whatever, going straight up. Now, when you tighten it when you pull it from both ends, what happens? Okay, it's not a straight line through that pelvis or around the hips. So that area there, that tissue, okay, takes all the stress because it's connected into the pelvis and interconnected around it and through it. So big problem. So for me, somebody could say, "Oh, he's losing his legs. His legs are having all kinds of problems." No, it's my myofascial meridians that are the problem, pals. Okay, but all the classic symptoms. Okay, I've been living with this disease for a long time, since November 2015. Okay, and it was a puzzle for a long time. And I just thank God Almighty that I actually was able to um, figure it out, or be given enough hints where or direct hints, um, where I was able to get right with the program here. And it all began in 2022. It all began actually with a release, okay, of my internals. It was really began with my psoas muscle, believe it or not. And psoas is not something you typically can release, but very easily. But when you just get it from underneath, where it's attached to the top of your femur, right? This where the attachment is on the backside of that femur. Okay, you get it from there where it's attached, and the whole thing goes, because it's a connective tissue problem. Okay, not a muscle problem. It's a muscle problem too. Okay, obviously, because they're both so intertwined and so integral to each other. Now you're going to feel, when you do this type of exercise, like a lot of what people can think are aches and pains, and they get up in the morning and they're like, oh, and that's how I felt, like, oh my God, this is going to be, you know, pretty bad. Um, Not good symptomology. In the old days, you just suffer. But spend time on the floor, elongating, okay? Because you're getting old. Even when you get older and you're a normal, healthy person and you're like 70, I mean, your fascia is shrinking. It's going to shrink. It's going to tatter. It's going to be, it's going to have issues. And when you wake, a lot of your aches and pains are going to be because of tight fascia and tight your main fascial meridians. So anybody can do this, okay? I know it's hard to get on the floor initially. If you're not used to it, it was hell for me to begin with, because it takes time for your body to adapt. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't have any type of spine problem or bone problem, like a knee problem, just whatever, where it would complicate matters. Um, but even with whatever situation you've got going, okay, you can modify. There's a lot of things I can't do, like when I watch a yoga person that's in like top shape, okay, but I can modify what they do and make it work for me, okay, based on what I'm able to do, okay, because physically, let's face it, you watch a contortionist over on YouTube, you're not going to be doing any contortions, not in your lifetime anyways, okay. But there's certain things they do that you can pick up on and incorporate into your daily routine. And it's amazing, you pick up something from a Russian gymnast, you pick up another thing from someone in Spain that's got an interesting way of doing yoga, whatever. So it's just a way. It's a constant development thing. So I've mentioned it to people that you were a baby once, right? I mean, a baby can get hurt pretty easy. Well, you put them on a mat, a nice soft mat, a nice rug, and you let them do what? They just move around. So the biggest challenge, okay, for people that suffer from physical ailments, autoimmune diseases, um, you know, uh, the biggest challenge is movement. And you got to find a way to make movement work for you. Now, for me, it was on the floor. Okay, I'm on the floor a lot during the day. Even if I'm not, I will not sit for any length of time just hanging around. Okay, I can't do it. Imagine not being able to sit or stand for a very, as much as you want. In other words, I have lost the ability to sit or stand as much as I want. I thank God for the equipment that I have there, because at 2 in the morning when you wake up after 5 hours sleep, and you're in a world of hurt, because everything's you're highly symptomatic. Well, you have a choice. You can work it out, get on the floor there, and if you're in bad shape, well, you just you lay on the floor, you do some twisting, as far as a little rolling and a little stretching, and you work into it. And then you get up into the roller a little bit. Yeah, and you can see what I'm doing with the roller. It's an extension of the floor. But anyways, I could talk about this a very long time, and this is a short vid. Thank you for watching.